Hello friends, I'm Dr. Vinay Xavier, Senior Resident in Emergency Medicine at Amla Institute of Medical Sciences. Today I'll be telling you how to approach someone if you find somebody unresponsive and out of hospital. You do not have access to hospital care and you find somebody on the road or outside the hospital and unresponsive. How do you approach them? Always before approaching a victim whom you think to be unresponsive, make sure that the scene is safe. If you find the victim to be lying on the road, make sure that the patient is taken away from the road and taken to the side before you proceed further. One of the most important things is to make sure that your scene is safe for yourself as well as the victim. Once you make sure that the scene is safe for yourself and the victim, proceed to check for responsiveness. The way you check for responsiveness is by tapping on the shoulder and calling out loud. Hello sir, hello. This is how you make sure that the patient is responsive or not, by tapping on the shoulders and calling out to him. If you find that the patient is unresponsive and not responding to your calls, call for help immediately and ask someone to get an AED as fast as possible. Our priority is to start CPR for these patients at the earliest and give shock as early as possible. If the patient remains unresponsive, proceed to check whether the patient has a pulse and if he is breathing normally. The way you check for pulse is by palpating his thyroid and then sliding your fingers sideways to a groove in between the thyroid and the sternocleidomastoid. This is where you will feel for the carotid pulse. Check for pulse for about 5 seconds but not more than 10 seconds. While we are palpating for the pulse, make sure and look for any breathing. The patient might not be breathing or he may be gasping. Gasping is not a normal breath, and then if the patient is not breathing normally and if there is no pulse, the patient or victim is most probably in cardiac arrest. So upon approaching this victim, we found out that he is unresponsive, not responding to my calls, he does not have a pulse, he is not breathing normally. This is when you come to the conclusion that the patient is most probably in a cardiac arrest. In cardiac arrest, our priority is to start CPR, which is cardiopulmonary resuscitation, as early as possible. CPR consists of providing chest compressions as well as assisting breaths. Now, how do we actually start giving CPR to someone? Once you have made sure that the patient is unresponsive, does not have a pulse, and is not breathing normally or is not breathing at all, then you decide to start CPR by placing the heel of your palm on the center of the chest, in the lower half of the sternum at the nipple line. Heel of your dominant hand, interlock with your other hand and then proceed to giving chest compressions. Chest compressions should be given at a rate of at least 100 to 120 per minute. With each compression, the depth of compression should be at least 2 inches. After completing 30 compressions, you may proceed to give 2 ventilations. Before giving ventilations, make sure that the head is lifted and the chin is lifted. Open the mouth and you can actually give 2 breaths into the mouth after placing a handkerchief or a clean cloth over the mouth. Once 2 breaths are given, proceed to continue giving CPR. The time taken to give 2 breaths should not be more than 10 seconds. So 30 compressions, 2 ventilations over 10 seconds, and then proceed to giving 30 compressions. The compression rate should be at around 100 per minute, 100 to 120 per minute. Now, how long do you continue giving compressions and ventilations? Remember, you had called for help earlier. So until the help has arrived with advanced equipments for continuing CPR, or until the ambulance has arrived to transport the patient to the hospital, you will have to continue compressions for these patients. A victim of cardiac arrest might have one of 2 conditions. Either his heart might have completely stopped contractions, or if his heart is continuously going into an arrhythmia. If he is in cardiac arrest because of his heart completely stopping, we will have to continue giving CPR, your chest compressions and ventilations. But if his heart is suffering from an arrhythmia, then we will have to give a shock as early as possible. This is called defibrillation. The only way for us to find out whether the patient's heart has completely stopped because of an arrhythmia or because of asystole is to attach him to an AED machine at the earliest. This is an example of an AED machine, automated external defibrillator. There are 4 universal steps to operating an AED. The first universal step is to turn on the machine. This is a power switch. You turn it on by clicking this button.
Plug in cable. Plug in cable.
As soon as an AED is turned on, it starts giving instructions. You only need to follow these instructions. As instructed, this AED has instructed me to plug in the
Plug in
cable.
cable. Adult pads.
You attach the AED with the AED pads.
Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest.
Now, as instructed, attach these AED pads to the patient's bare chest. There are 2 separate pads. One goes on the right side of the chest, just below the clavicle, as instructed. The other pad goes on the left side of chest, just below the nipple, again as instructed. After the AED pads are attached to the victim, the AED immediately starts analyzing the rhythm. When the AED machine is analyzing the rhythm, make sure that everybody is clear of the victim and nobody is touching the victim. If a shock is advised by the AED will do either of one things. It will start charging immediately for the shock to be given, or you might have to press a button so that the AED gets charged. In this AED machine, it gets charged automatically. When the AED is adequately charged, the orange light or the defibrillator button starts blinking. As and when the button starts blinking, make sure that everybody is clear of the victim and you push the button to give a shock. Once a shock is given, continue giving CPR immediately. Continue CPR for a period of 2 minutes, and only after 2 minutes the AED again will analyze the rhythm. If a shock is still advised, again repeat the same process. If the AED detects the victim to have a pulse, then you may stop CPR and check for pulse. If the victim has a cardiac arrhythmia as the cause of his cardiac arrest, then AED is the only machine which can save the victim's life, not your CPR. Now, what if you come across a victim who is unresponsive, not responding to your calls? However, he has a pulse but is not breathing normally, or if he is not breathing at all. These patients or victims are most probably in respiratory arrest. These patients do not require your chest compressions but only require ventilatory support. You can assist their ventilations by giving one breath every 5 to 6 seconds. And at the end of 2 minutes, every 2 minutes, make sure that the patient has a carotid pulse or not, because at any time these victims can go into full-blown cardiopulmonary arrest. So friends, next time if you come across somebody who is actually unresponsive, your timely intervention may save somebody's life. Remember the basic steps of basic life support, and you and your intervention might save somebody's life. Thank you.